Hello, and we have just received the news regarding Elvira's adjustments or rework. And I mean, it's not really a rework, but it is honestly a buff to her. Now, of course, they fixed the interaction in her kit with prosthetic candlesticks, so you're not going to be able to get roped in the game. But to be honest with you, she looks really dang good. So to all the people who were panicking and complaining in the comments, I saw them in like literally other people's videos. You were proved wrong. Now I will say that of course it's not entirely their fault with the way that Smelgate does handle nerfs, and so it was kind of a scary thing. I understand that, but we got Smelgate delivered this time, and it's actually a pretty good buff. Now I don't know where I could find it here, but if you don't know, um regarding A-Lot's so quote unquote nerf, they reverted it. So in the next balance patch, you don't need to worry about your A-Lots getting absolutely bodied by a turn cooldown. He will be reverted, so don't worry about it. So let's take a look at what they did to Elvira. So they changed the 100% Dispel in the S1 to now a Provoke, which is honestly better. With Dispel 1 debuff is kind of whatever. You know, it's not bad, but now she provokes, which honestly makes her really good as an anchor unit because now she can keep the rest of your team alive because she's going to be just built really tanky, right? So you can just put her on, you can put her on counter set now if you wanted to, and yeah, you're gonna see once you take a look at the passive that counter set is actually really valuable now. But yeah, you can put her on counter set so you can just provoke lock people, right? And now her passive changed, so now you're not required to be under immortal for her to decrease the amount of fighting spirit, which is better than before because you're not restricted. So she just does it now. She literally just does it by just standing there, which is like Solitaria. So because of this, and they increased the damage on this, and now Exterminate also dispels one debuff. This is quite literally better than before. So once again, counter set is now viable because you don't need to run Skyrocket effect resistance to make sure that her mortality is not dispelled. Now, of course, making sure it's not dispelled is still a good thing because that way you can keep her alive and, of course, provoke lock people in counter set with 3 turn immortality. But now by her just existing, she blocks fighting spirit, so that means you're not required to have the immortality buff up. And since she has a provoke on her S1, just build her tanky on counter set, and boom, she's just gonna sit here and lock down someone like a Emo Bologna. Well, not really, because she gives herself immortality on her S1. But someone like a Candy, she can lock down Candy. Euphine has an AoE S1, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? If you want to use her as an anchor, you can use her as an anchor. Now for her S3, nothing much changed other than the fact that they added this special text here, which prevents the interaction with Candlestick, which is what she needed in order to not be absolutely busted and rope you for 200 turns. But in addition to that, now she also has a defense break on her S3 for 2 turns. Wow. So she attacks the enemy before decreasing defense. So the defense break is afterwards. So this helps for the rest of your team. And I mean, defense break is one of the strongest debuffs in E7, so I don't even need to talk about why having a defense break in your kit is good. So if anything, she's better than before. So that is pretty much it for the Elvira buff. Now, if you do want to still recall the unit, you can. You as long as you summon Elvira before the next balance patch, which is this Thursday, the 18th of January, if you summon her before then, you can recall the unit. So if you want to shove all your bookmarks in there and then recall her, you can. But to be honest with you, she is pretty dang good. So I would say if you're going to summon her, I would keep her. She's quite literally a Solitaria for Fighting Spirit, so I would keep her. Anyways, that is news for E7. I'll catch y'all in the next time. In the next video. Okay, in the next video.